Hi, this is Adirondack Guy, and I am once again going to be talking about upstate New York and the idea of segregation from New York City. Now, I want to look at history and view it in a different sort of way. I'm trying to think of how to say this. Many times, upstate New York has failed from separating themselves from New York City. In my opinion, that one of the reasons why we fail is because we don't even recognize ourselves as being separate. Now, I know what you're saying, but Adirondack Guy, of course we recognize ourselves as being separate from New York City. That's why we want to separate ourselves. That's not what I mean. Back when our nation was colonies under the British Empire, before the American Revolution, many Americans began to identify themselves not as colonists, but as Americans. Many of our founding fathers in the Continental Congress began identifying themselves as Americans. When Benjamin Franklin went forward toward Parliament, he eventually began to switch the words from calling them colonies to Americans. I think one of the reasons why upstate New York is having trouble separating itself from New York City and from its tyranny, as much as is the same reason why for a while it took time for the colonies to separate themselves from the British Empire, is because it took a while for the colonies to say, wait a minute, we need to make a name for ourselves. Upstate New York has actually did create a name for themselves, but the problem is that we are not united in that idea. We have called ourselves New Amsterdam. And I think that upstate New York needs to now call themselves New Amsterdam, the state of New Amsterdam. I know many people in upstate New York do not like that name. But that's not the point. The point is we need to have self-identification. For us to truly separate ourselves from New York City, and we need to separate ourselves from New York State, not physically, but first mentally. For now on, when I make videos on upstate New York, I'm not going to call it that. I'm going to call ourselves We the People of the State of New Amsterdam. We the People of New Amsterdam. I'm from the state of New Amsterdam. Now, that is not true as of now. But we need to have the mindset. Now, I'm not saying to put on your address for letters and bills, New Amsterdam. Obviously, it's not going to come back to you, the mail or anything like that. But in speech, in word, I want the people of upstate New York to start calling themselves the people of New Amsterdam. I'm from the state of New Amsterdam. I'm going to say that myself from now on. I'm going to identify myself as a citizen, we the people, I the people of the state of New Amsterdam. I'm from New Amsterdam. And then people will start asking questions. They're like, what? What are you talking about? And now I'm going to tell you, you're going to be picked on just as much as the British Empire picked on the colonies when they call themselves Americans. And they're going to laugh at you. They're like, that's never going to happen. But it did happen. And New Amsterdam is going to happen. But we of upstate New York need to now eliminate upstate New York, no longer identify ourselves as part of New York State. We need to identify ourselves as New Amsterdam, or it's not going to happen. Well, that's my opinion. And I'm going to practice my opinion and my viewpoints. And I hope you do too. This is Adirondack Guy, signing out.